Hi, this is Helen Thorpe. It's lovely to be with you. I was invited to come share some news, which is that I have a new book that's just come out. It's called Finding Motherland, which is the title essay in a collection of essays. And the book is about my experience of motherhood and also my experience being part of a family that immigrated to this country. My parents immigrated here. They're Irish. My dad grew up in Dublin and my mom grew up in County Cavan, Ireland. And they immigrated here in 1966 with me when I was one, over 50 years ago. And I grew up going back and forth between this country and Ireland in the summer times to visit my many, many aunts and uncles and cousins. I have dozens and dozens of cousins, and to visit my grandparents. And I write about this in the essay collection. And then I also write about the solidarity that I feel with some of my neighbors who are immigrants to this country as well, but lack documents, and their struggle for legitimacy and full rights in our society, which I completely support. So maybe I'll read to you a little bit. The first essay in the book is called Milking, and it's about one of the trips to when I returned home to visit cousins and aunts and uncles who live on the farm where my mother grew up in County Cavan. And I'm about to, the milking takes place every morning, every evening with the herd of cows that they own. And my cousin Donal is in charge of the milking these days. He's, my generation has taken over the operations of the farm now. And when I was little, we would be sent out to go get the cows together. They would allow us to participate while we were visiting, which was very kind of them. And so I grew up with this ritual of participating in the milking. And we thought we were helping, but I think they were just really indulging us. So here I say a little bit about Donal and the milking. Okay, so I'll start with a passage where I give an update to my Uncle James and my Aunt Anna, Donal's parents. James and Anna appreciated the update. Living here at the farm, they keep up with all the news so they can pass it along to every other family member who phones in from wherever they may happen to be. The old-fashioned black dial telephone in the hallway by the front door rings anytime something important happens to any member of the clan, and from there everyone else in the family will soon hear the latest dispatch. It has been this way all my life, though previously my grandmother manned the phone, and now it is her daughter-in-law, Anna, who does so. My Uncle James had on his daily farming attire, a tweed cap, an old sweater, a frayed shirt, and a pair of well-worn blue trousers tucked into green rubber Wellington boots. Everything he wore had been nice once, but had gotten patchy enough to serve as farm work attire. In the yard, my cousin Donal pulled on a medium blue coverall over his jeans and t-shirt, then tied a brown plastic apron around his waist to keep himself clean as he milked. I'd already put on an old rain jacket, knowing I'd soon be covered in splatters of cow shit. I borrowed a pair of black Wellingtons from Anna, and she gave me plastic shopping bags to protect my American socks, as one of the boots had a small hole. The cows were waiting for us inside the milking shed. There are presently 48 cows in the herd, twice as many as when my mother was growing up here. Most of them are black and white Friesians. The bull is a Charolais, however, a big white fellow with tight curls covering his massive head and a thick gold ring through his nose. We surveyed each other warily. Donal had a hard time getting a few of the cows into their stalls, as they could smell a stranger in the shed and kept rearing their heads up to eye me. He milked the cows 6 at a time, with another 6 lined up waiting in a parallel row. My grandparents had milked by hand once upon a time, but Donal was using machinery. The size of the animals has always impressed me ever since I was small, when I used to walk right through the middle of the herd to sit on the ledge of a window on the far side of the milking shed, a vantage point from which it was possible to survey the milking while looking down onto the backs of the big cows. I'm even more aware of just how large the animals are these days, ever since my Uncle Francie was killed by a Charolais cow. She had become overly protective of the calf that she'd just given birth to. Not long ago, I was driving with my Aunt Kathleen down a narrow country lane when we came upon a herd of cattle being prodded along by a farmer with a stick, and the herd engulfed our car. Kate stared at the cows as they slowly lumbered past our windshield. "It's strange to look at the animals that you've worked with all your life," she said, "and to be afraid of them now." What I feel when I watch the cows being milked at the farm where my mother grew up is an echo of Kate's sentiment alongside a sense of gratitude to Donald for undertaking the job of keeping the farm going. All his siblings have left this rural area, covered in patchwork fields, for careers in one city or another, Dublin, Brussels, Chicago. But Donald has stayed behind, guaranteeing that the land, the farmhouse, and the telephone number that we all carry in our address books, no matter how far away we go, can still function as the heart of our family. Thank you. That's a passage from the opening essay in the collection, Finding Motherland. And if you're interested in reading more, you can find links on my website to where you can get the book. My website's helenthorpe.com, Thorpe with an E. But the book is available on as an ebook on Kobo, and you can support local independent bookstores by buying ebooks on Kobo if you follow a link from that bookstore. And then it's also available as an audiobook on Libro.fm. And Libro is a wonderful site that supports indies in a big way. So if you like audiobooks and you want to buy them through Libro.fm, they have a bookstore link where you can pick any audiobook you want and then pick the bookstore that you want to support. And the bookstore will get a big share of the profits if you buy from Libro. And any independent bookstore that participates will have a link to Libro from their website. And you can find one from my website also. So I hope you enjoy listening to the audiobooks and reading the ebooks that you're reading these days, or maybe the print books that you're reading these days. And if you're interested in this collection, I welcome you as a reader. Thank you.